Welcome to the Long Shot on the Lock. My name's Luke. This is my co-host Thomas, and today we're going to go over Week 5 with a Thursday Night Football preview. We want to make a public apology. Our Week 5 picks were awful. We're going to go game by game, give you guys a little breakdown. First things first, Thomas, let's go over that Denver Broncos versus the Philadelphia Eagles game. As an Eagles fan, what a devastating loss. They were looking good. They were up 17-3. And they were just too pass happy, man. Saquon did not, I think he got the ball once in the second half. It was an embarrassment of play calling, and I think there should be a question of firing the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. That guy cannot run an offense. Thomas, did you watch any of this game?
I was too busy watching the Colts blow out the Raiders. My team came through, baby, but I didn't watch any of the. I was having the split screen game, so I was watching part of the game, but I was mostly watching the audio and the stuff of the Colts game. We blew the Raiders out of the way. I was having a good weekend. You were on the other hand. I know you were stressed, and you were probably sweating in your chest.
It was just a disappointing game. The game plan was weird. You had A.J. Brown complaining about targets. Then you had a report out that Devontae Smith wasn't really happy. Devontae Smith isn't the one to talk, but if you're hearing reports that Devontae Smith is pissed off, you got issues. Because Devontae Smith is one of my favorite players in the NFL. I love that guy. Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, and Super Bowl champion, Devontae Smith. Love that guy. They were just too pass happy, Thomas. It was just like they kind of just abandoned the run game. It was a disgrace. The next one, Thomas. Dallas, we got this one right. Dallas beats the New York Jets. Without Braylon Allen, Breece Hall had plus 100 yards receiving and rushing, but the Cowboys were just too much for him. 37-22. Are the Jets done, Thomas? They're 0-5.
Yeah, they're probably tanking for next season. Hopefully they don't. I like Justin Fields, though. I really do. I don't think it's a Justin Fields problem per se. I mean, I don't know. What could you even say? I mean, Mason Taylor's good. Garrett Wilson's good. They really don't have a second, third option at receiver. So if you really wanted to use some of that draft capital to build the offensive line and the receiving room, or pull in some more receivers to make the team more competitive next year. But I've always liked Justin Fields. I don't think the Bears should have got rid of him. I mean, to be honest, if it's a hot take, but I don't think Caleb Williams is much better than Justin Fields.
Boy, stop that. Stop that shit.
Justin Fields, when he's on the field, I'm serious. When Justin Fields is playing, I think he's a better quarterback. I really think he's a better quarterback.
Whatever. Your opinion, it's freedom of speech here in America, and you're allowed to say that, but man, listen, you're crazy, boy.
What has Caleb Williams done that's just made you think, wow, he's a really good NFL quarterback, except paint his nails?
You like that he paints his nails, don't you?
I know you do. That's why he's your favorite guy in the football field. That's about the only thing you like from him. That man, man, I don't know. I mean, Caleb Williams, and you got to think, bro, like Justin Fields Justin Fields had he had a better record. But he also didn't have a good coaching staff, and he didn't have the receiving room that Williams has, and he still played better than him. Could you imagine Justin Fields throwing it to Keenan Allen last year, Romeo Dunze, and DJ Moore? He would have had a field day with that, and they could have probably drafted some. I think it would have been better for the Bears organization to let Fields fully develop rather than going for Caleb Williams. Yes, it's a generational quarterback. But at the same time, it would have worked out better if they kept Fields around.
I agree with you with the point of like developing the quarterback. A lot of these quarterbacks get the boot so early. But again, we don't know what Justin Fields would look like. Unfortunately, we would never see that. It's Caleb Williams' show. First season with Ben Johnson. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, you're right. Justin Fields. I mean, it was a blowout loss, but he still threw for over 250 yards. So
I like.
We'll see.
I really do.
Quick question before we move on to the next game. Does Aaron Glenn deserve to be on the hot seat?
I think he was on the hot seat before the season started. Aaron Glenn,
really?
Dude. Yeah, it's rough for him, but it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that this year are probably going to end up on the hot seat by midseason. Probably not even going to finish the full season, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
next game up, Thomas, we were wrong about this one. Really wrong. I don't know how we messed this one up so bad. Houston Texans blow out the Ravens in Baltimore. EJ Stroud looked good again, but again, I think they're going up against practice squad defensive players on the Ravens side, man. What do you got to take away from that game?
Did they not give Derrick Henry the ball? It's like, bro, all you got to do is run it down their face. You don't really have a passing game with Lamar Jackson, let alone without Lamar Jackson. I mean, I don't really love their receiver group. I mean, let's be realistic. Their receiver room's middle of the pack, if not bottom of the pack. I mean, the only thing they really have to show for is Zay Flowers, and they got an old DeAndre Hopkins and an average Bateman. I mean, the receiving room is not that good. Mark Andrews has a good spree of a couple of games, then he disappears for half the season. Likely hasn't even showed up this season. So
no, you're right.
Receiving group is just like emptied. And then you have Derrick Henry, who's been having his fumble issues. But at the same time, Derrick Henry's your number one option on that offense. I think they should have just kept feeding him the ball, just feeding him and feeding him and feeding him. Run that defense down. I don't give a damn if he had 40 touches. I would just kept running it down their face over and over and over and over again until they figured out they could try to stop it. Because Derrick Henry's a big boy. That's the only option you would have, because Cooper's ass. So it's like they got blown out. They really should have at least kept the game competitive. To get blown out by 30 to the Texans, maybe the Texans are catching rhythm. I mean, they blew out the Titans and they blew out the Ravens. Who knows? Maybe the Texans are starting to catch a little rhythm. The AFC South turned out to be one of the question mark of the NFL. Now it's starting to be one of the better divisions, with Jacksonville 4-1, Colts are 4-1, Texans are coming back from 1-2. I think they won like 2 games in a row now. So
yeah,
I don't know if
they're
2-3 or 3-2. But Texans are starting to come back, so it's that division. I mean, the Titans are still going to be the Titans, but maybe next year or the year after they might be able to be competitive. But it's looking like a good division all of a sudden.
The Jaguars are the Ravens in trouble?
Are the Ravens in trouble? If Lamar Jackson doesn't get back, your season's already 1-4. If you start this season 1-5, 1-6, that is a huge hole to climb out of. And I think, yeah, that's a huge. I mean, they have lost to really good teams, though. I mean, they lost to the Lions and they lost to the Bills, and they lost to the Chiefs, arguably the 3 better teams in the NFL. But still, it still doesn't matter. You had your player. I mean, they should have beat the Bills. They lost that on their own. 8 minutes left. They should have beat the Lions. I don't know what happened with that game. And they should have. If Lamar Jackson was playing yesterday, they would have probably beat the Texans.
Fair enough. Another game we got wrong. The team should have won this game, Thomas. They were up 17-3. They had all the momentum at the beginning. Dolphins fall to the Panthers in Carolina. Darren Waller was looking good again. He had another good game. Waddle had a good game. A-Chain was fine. He didn't hit a receiving prop line, so he's banned from the list. And Bryce Young leads a comeback and beat the Dolphins. I think Panthers are still the Panthers and the Dolphins are still the Dolphins. There's not much going to come from those teams.
I don't even know what to say. And if I'm the Dolphins, me and you keep saying this week after week, every loss they get is worse than the last one. Oh, am I foggy? They need to trade some of these old players away. I'm sure there's a team out there that needs a tight end right now. Like the Lions, I'm sure the backup 49ers tight end is doing good. But I'm sure you could probably trade Darren Waller for like a 5th round pick or something, get a little draft capital to somebody that needs it. Trade away all these players, man. You're going to have to pay Devon A-Chain. You're going to have to probably pay Waddle more. Is Hill going to even want to come back? Might as well try to do a rebuild now. It sounds ignorant to say this mid-season, but the Dolphins are cooked. After watching the Patriots beat the Bills, the Patriots look really good. They really did. So watching the Patriots beat the Bills, it's kind of reassuring that the Bills are going to be number 1 seed. Patriots are going to be number 2. And the Dolphins, I don't even know. They're fighting for 3rd seed between the Jets. The Dolphins are really bad. Watching them lose like that to the Panthers is just solidified that they're probably not even going to finish top 25 teams. That's bottom of the pack team right there. So
I agree, man.
I don't think they're going to win more than 6-7 games this year.
Dolphins are in trouble, T. They really are. Another game a game that we got right. Colts blow out the Raiders in Indianapolis. One hell of a game from your team. You guys look good again. Jonathan Taylor, 3 rushing touchdowns. Adonai Mitchell was not on the field, though. I saw today, only 9% of snaps. But you got that Doolin guy was playing pretty well. Alec Pierce is coming back. Pittman's still doing his thing. Josh Downs had a few receptions. As a Colts fan, how are you feeling?
Amazing. I mean, we did lose our kicker. But, I mean, kickers they're hard to come by. But at the same time, hopefully we just got a kicker that can kick 50 yards or more. I mean, that's the positive. But us losing, he tore his ACL and PCL, I think it was.
Lord have
the kicker.
Mercy.
They ran into his leg, and he was out. We didn't even need him. I mean, obviously, you're always going to need a kicker. But we didn't even need him that game. We blew them out so bad. It was like we didn't even need to kick field goals. We were just like scoring. It was scoring and scoring and scoring. At first, it looked like it was going to be a competitive game. But once we started catching rhythm and Jonathan Taylor started getting TDs, and it was just too much for them, man. But one thing we forgot to say about last game, the Panthers versus Dolphins. Rico Dowell.
Oh, yeah.
Surprisingly,
I'm glad you brought this up.
Went crazy. I forgot. I didn't want to skip past this because this is important. There's not much to talk about in the Colts and Raiders game. It was a blowout. It was bananas. It was a good game to watch as a Colts fan. But Rico Dowell on the Panthers. If you're the Carolina Panthers, Do you start Chuba Hubbard or keep Rico Dowdle as your starting running back now? He wasn't bad when he was playing on the Cowboys last year, and they gave him away. He came in. I really thought he was going to take the running spot from Chuba Hubbard in the beginning, but he didn't. Now Chuba Hubbard's hurt, and Rico Dowdle had a 200-yard game. That's more than
that boy was
Chuba.
different.
That's
with
more
it.
than Chuba had. So it's like, and it's going to be a revenge game this week against the Cowboys. So I'm sure Rico Dowdle has a chip on his shoulder. You might as well let Rico Dowdle run crazy again for another week, see what happens. And if he does that again, Chuba Hubbard, I'm sorry, you're hitting the bench.
Now it's going to be really hard. It will be really hard to start Chuba Hubbard if Rico Dowdle keeps doing his thing. And then, yeah, like you said, I think that's a good player prop for this weekend, Thomas. Revenge game Rico Dowdle. I think he's going to smash whatever rushing line he's at. We haven't looked at it, but I would definitely take the over on that.
100%, especially if Chuba Hubbard sits. If Chuba Hubbard sits, 100%, he's smashing that line. If Chuba Hubbard plays, you're going to say, is he splitting carries? I think he would still smash the line even if he does. But Rico Dowdle definitely did ask for more playing time with that game. So
I agree. I really do. Thomas, before we move on to the Saints and Giants, I just want to bring up something. I think it might be time to start thinking about Kenny Pickett starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. I know Geno Smith got a little bag. I know that. But, man, if he keeps throwing these picks, how much longer can this continue? And then you got poor Pete Carroll, who's about to turn 80. Dude, I mean, this team's a dumpster fire at the moment. Do you think it's time to move on from Geno Smith and give Kenny Pickett the ball? I know they both kind of suck, but come on.
Yeah, it's really not changing much, to be honest. I think Kenny Pickett sucks worse than – but you have a good point. I mean, Geno sucks. He's throwing so many – he's the modern-day Jameis Winston. I would even play Jameis Winston over him right now because at least Jameis Winston's going to throw you 3 – he might throw 3 interceptions, but he's going to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns with it. So it's like, do you trade for, do you start Pickett? Do you trade for Anthony Richardson? Do you trade for Jameis Winston? Do you trade for Shedeur Sanders? Now the question's going to have to start coming up. Do you really want to keep going with an older Geno Smith in his 30s? Or do you want to, start getting the future going? Because you have Brock Bowers, who's a young stud. You just got Betch. You got Genty. Jacoby Myers is a little older, but, I mean, he's good to train the younger people you bring in. Maybe it's time to get a younger quarterback in there. Just, it's a lost season. Take it as an L because I don't think they're going to beat the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Broncos out. So I would just say, you know what? Start fresh, trade Geno Smith away or cut him or let him ride the bench for the rest of the year, something like that. But, yeah, it might be time to start considering to start getting the ball rolling on next year instead. Development, take it as a developmental year. A sneaky pick could be Anthony Richardson. I mean, he's sitting the bench on the Colts. He keeps asking. He's not really asking to be traded, but I'm sure if they came knocking and they offered a 3rd or 4th round pick for him or for Jameis or Russell Wilson or, somebody. Geno's not looking like the answer if you're considering this to be a good season still, Geno's probably not your answer.
Yeah.
If you're considering it to be a dead season, go trade for Anthony Richardson or Shedeur Sanders because at the end of the day, those two might be the younger piece. I mean, you have Cam Miller behind it, I believe is his name, right? Cam Miller. He's not bad, but he didn't play good, and he got hurt.
He's on the practice squad.
He just
Aiden
got hurt.
O'Connell's coming back. He's hurt. Pickett's. I mean, they traded for Pickett. It wouldn't make any sense for them to trade for another guy. I think you got to either ride with Pickett or stay with Geno.
That's like the choice between.
You trade for Pickett. You already traded for him. Now you're going to trade for another guy like Russell Wilson or trade for another guy like Jameis. It makes no sense. You got to give Pickett a shot.
It doesn't make any sense, but Pickett's ass.
I know Pickett's ass.
He said, I know. But you're right. At this day, you already gave up capital for him. I mean, you have to at least.
You got to give him a shot.
You got to give him a shot. You ain't lying. At least get him on the field for a few games. Let the fans see that they made a bad decision. But yeah,
this was a little bit of a surprise here, though, Thomas. Giants versus Saints. Saints beat the Giants 26-14. Wow.
Wasn't it like 14-0? And then all of a sudden the Saints just 26 unanswered points. It was crazy.
Something like that, man. But
like,
yeah, Rattler was slinging it. Kellen Moore's doing a good job over there in New Orleans. I know their record's poor. That's their first win of the season. But, man, at least they're competitive. They gave the Bills a little bit of a run. They beat the Giants. I'm not sure about the other games. But, man, the Saints do come to play. You got to give them some respect with what they have, Thomas. Kellen Moore has been doing pretty well with that Saints team for what they have.
Yeah, you're not lying. I mean, yeah, he's making them competitive. But you know what? Luke, there's a couple of injuries that happened in the NFL this year, right? With all the injuries, if you're the Saints, do you consider taking calls to trade away Alvin Kamara?
I think Cam Jordan on that defensive line should be traded. I think Alvin Kamara should be traded, and Kendrick Miller should get a chance. Because listen, Kendrick Miller can still run the ball. He's 23 years old. He is a runner. He is doing good. What is Kamara gonna do for that Saints team in 2 years? What's he gonna do for him in a year? You're right, Thomas. The Kansas City Chiefs call, hey, I need a running back. What's Kamara looking like? A veteran leadership with a D line like Cam Jordan. I mean, dude, there's a lot of veterans on that Saints team where they can get some capital. I'm not talking 3rd round pick, 2nd round pick, but at least some capital to bring some new faces in, because that team was screwed with a cap. Their cap was all messed up, all those people they were paying. And now, yeah, I think, Thomas, you're right, man. I really do think they should field some offers, and they should trade.
There's a couple of teams that probably would need him, too. I mean, if the Chiefs want to have they have 2 good running backs. I mean, Pacheco is starting to catch rhythm. When I was watching him play yesterday, he wasn't playing that bad. So I would say maybe the Chiefs could be an option, but a team that would probably really need him right now, especially after what happened last week, the Cardinals could trade for him. The Cardinals could definitely use an Alvin Kamara. I mean, who knows if they'll make it that much of a difference for them, but they definitely could use a running back. I mean, who else? Panthers probably always could.
Hey, we'll talk about this later, but Omari and Hampton on IR.
Oh, yeah, that's a team I see. Omari and Hampton to them too. He can go there to the the Chargers. Even if Omari and Hampton comes back, he could still be a good 1-2 punch with Omari and Hampton.
That'd be nice. That'd be a beautiful 1-2 punch, and that's what Jim Harbaugh wanted, because they brought Najee Harrison, and then you drafted Hampton. They want a 1-2 punch. You lost Najee Harris to the Achilles, and now you lost Hampton. Get Kamara in. Couple weeks in, Hampton comes back. Yeah, a good 1-2 punch there.
Or even if you want to give Hampton some extra time with his ankle, maybe have Hampton come off the IR but sit the bench for a little bit, and so let Kamara take over. That might be that's a really good take, Luke. Alvin Kamara to the Chargers as a relief running back to Omari and Hampton. That'll be the title of the week. That might be the news of the week right there. Chargers might have to come back and add Luke to the scouting roster at that point, because that's a really good team that would need him.
Why not, man? You can't roll. You're gonna roll the rest of the season or the next 4 weeks with Haskins and Kimani Vidal. I just don't see the Chargers doing that, Thomas. That's just literally saying that would be horrible if they did that.
That wouldn't even tickle John Harbaugh's pickle. I'm telling you right now.
Oh hell
John
no.
Harbaugh. He's not gonna let that go, because he's probably calling on the phone right now, looking around the league for better running backs, because he knows Haskins ain't really a good back. He's average. And then Kimani Vidal, you gave up on him last year. There's a reason why he was on the practice squad. So
he ain't
they're gonna need to look for a better running back if they want to, especially because the Chargers are, I wouldn't say a run heavy team this year. Last year they were run heavy, but they like running the ball. And if you don't got a decent running back there, how are you gonna do that? Kamara might be the best option for them. You might have made a good point. If I was the Chargers, I'm calling them. I'm giving up a 4th. And if they really, really, really wanted a 3rd round pick for Kamara, because he's a really good back in a really bad system.
Yeah, I agree. The next game, Thomas, we had the MVP Baker Mayfield led Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Seattle and beating them by 3, last second field goal. Baker Mayfield, Thomas, we got to give him some flowers here, man. That boy is slinging it. He didn't have Godwin at the beginning of the year. Now he doesn't have Evans, and Buka's looking great. I think he's a top 5 fantasy receiver right now, Thomas. I mean, damn, what a game, by the way. Darnold versus Baker, a lot of points, 73 total points.
Emeka Mbuka is a stud, bro. It's hard to say, because right now for Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's honestly between him and Tyler Warren. And he's outplaying Tyler Warren because of the production right now, because with Mike Evans out and Godwin's coming back injured, they don't really have a 4th because Millen's out too, Jalen McMillan. So it's like he's been getting fed so much that he's looking like Offensive Rookie of the Year. And we both picked the Seahawks to win this game because no Bucky Irvin, no Mike Evans, or Godwin. There was no way they could beat the Seahawks. Bro, Baker came out there flinging that rock like he was modern-day Peyton Manning. He looked like he could not be stopped. What was he, like 29 for 33? Every dot he was throwing was just connecting, bro. He's different. Baker, I don't know why the Browns let him go, and I don't know why the Carolina Panthers let him go. And even, what other team was he on? He was on the Panthers, he was on the Browns, he stopped at like 3 different teams along the way. The Rams. All these teams let this stud walk, and he had heart this whole time, bro. He was doing whatever they wanted him to do. He even lined up on the D line to give them better luck. He was never a no, I'm not going to do that kind of guy. He's always, I'll do it for the team. Now he has a good Buck situation. The city loves him. The organization loves him. It might have resurrected his career. If he gets them to the playoffs a few times and he keeps doing this, who knows? It might have resurrected his career to say, can he be a potential candidate for the Hall of Fame if he wins them a Super Bowl ring? With the background story and the underdog story that Baker's come around with. Everybody loves Baker for that, bro. It's like every time you watch him play, he has so much energy about him. He's so much fun to watch, and he's always
love Baker. Love that guy.
Baker's a good dude too, bro. They just talked about him paying people's rent when he was in college ball. No one ever talked about it. He's a good dude at heart, and Baker deserves more credit. Now he has a good situation. He's definitely gonna be the Bucs quarterback for the next few years, and I hope he gets a ring, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. I would rather my Colts get a ring first, but I hope he gets a ring too, though. He deserves it. The story that he's come around from, from that, he's pretty much hit rock bottom. As for a quarterback to be on the D-line, running drills, you hit rock bottom as a quarterback. And he came back, and he's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL this year. That is a NFL storyline right there. If there's ever a 30 for 30 or ESPN documentary, it's going to be really good for Baker Mayfield.
I agree, man. I love Baker. He's he's playing for, one of our Florida teams, the Buccaneers, and we're proud of him. Thomas, probably the most devastating loss I've seen in a while. Cardinals lose to the Tennessee Titans. It was a disaster. Mercado fumbles before he gets in the end zone. And then Cam Ward throws an interception just for the Cardinals to fumble the interception to get Tyler Lockett a fumbled recovery touchdown. It was the ultimate disaster ending for the Cardinals. Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator over there, needs to get fired. Jonathan Gannon fined $100K for that video. Did you see that video, Thomas, of him just smacking DeMarcado around and screaming in his face? Personally, for me, back in the day, Thomas, those coaches did not give a damn. I don't think Gannon should have been fined $100K because, dude, Thomas, we get paid to do our jobs correctly. You're carrying a ball. You're getting paid. I don't know if he's getting a high salary, but at least $1 million a year, and you're going to drop it for the end zone, man. You deserve to get fucking talked to like that. And that Cardinals offense is disgusting.
Chance too. That was Mario DeMarcaro, whatever his name. This was his chance to say he could be a good running back in the league, and he blew it. Because all 31, this is the NFL tryout too. For all 31 other NFL teams out there, they just watched you blow them the game. Yes, for trying to showboat early. No team likes that. Unless you're a star solidified player, you're not Jonathan Taylor, you're not Saquon Barkley, you're not Derrick Henry. You're not solidified. You can't be doing that. You just blew a 70-yard rushing touchdown so you can showboat. And it showed. I don't think he's going to move down the ladder quickly. I'm sure Michael Carter's going to get more reps now. Are they going to want to move another back ahead of him? Are they going to just use it as a training lesson? Are they going to cut him? That whole team, it sucked. Me and you talked about this. Me and you already said Gannon was on the hot seat before, but Gannon's on the hottest seat in the NFL, I think, one of them. You just lost to the Tennessee Titans with 8 minutes left in the game, and you were up by 12 or something like that? How do you lose to the Titans? And it was, yes, your team blew it, but at the same time, they should never have been in that predicament. That was a coaching issue, bro. You should have trained your team better than that, and you did not.
They play soft. The team looks ugly. They're only the first 2 wins. They were they're 2-0, they're 2-0. They beat trash teams. Man, that offense. You got Trey McBride. I know Marvin Harrison doesn't look like the generational talent that he was, but man, are they really putting him in the correct position? Are they playing to his traits? I don't know, man. You got Kyler Murray, but man, that offense sucks. They are so ugly to watch.
I don't even think you're giving Marvin Harrison Jr. enough touches, enough looks. He needs 10 targets a game. If he's your number one receiver, a generational talent receiver that was supposed to come out of the college football Hall of Fame dad, you need to throw that ball to him and trust your receiver. At the end of the day, he catch a pass in the end zone 2 weeks ago and he started crying. It's because if you see that, that's the receiver showing he has he's gaining a little bit of confidence back in himself, but you're not trusting him enough. You're not trusting him enough. He needs to get the ball more. You don't have a good running back. Your quarterback's average. I think Kyler Murray's not going to be on the team next year. I'm going to say it here first. Trey McBride's a stud. The offense isn't bad when you look at it from an outside perspective between Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, and you didn't have James Conner anymore, but as long as you get a better quarterback in there and draft a running back or something, I think it could be a better team next year. But I think they need
2 great weapons with McBride and Marvin Harrison. So that quarterback coming in there, they got 2 great weapons right out the gate. They do have a decent O-line. I know they got Paris Johnson. He's a left tackle. They drafted another tackle during the last draft. But man, Thomas, I've got to bring this up. I think personally the Cardinals are wasting Trey McBride's prime. Dude, he
100%.
can do way better than what he's doing right now. Put McBride on any other team with a decent quarterback, like give him like an Allen, give him a Mahomes, give him like a top tier guy like that. To imagine what he can do. Imagine.
That might be something to look into. If you're, let's say, for instance, right, you're the Miami Dolphins. Why not trade a first round pick for Trey McBride and take him out of that situation? If the Dolphins don't think their season's at a loss yet, and they need a tight end because you have Darren Waller who's playing good, but if you have a double tight end set because you only have Jalen Waddle, at least that'll make it somewhat better. You know what I mean? If
Bro,
you
I'm
don't
not
think
even
it's
gonna
a
lie
lost
to you.
season,
Trey McBride should request a trade and fucking get out of Arizona. Get him a real quarterback.
I mean,
dude,
yes,
hear me out. Dude, Patriots make a call. Hey, man.
that would be
I would
rough.
imagine that.
Rough.
Drake, I know they got Hunter Henry, and Hunter Henry's been doing good. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't no Trey McBride. Just give him a little, like a little boost at quarterback. And then also, it's not like Kyler Murray's the worst quarterback in the league, but man, that scheme that they're running and that defensive-minded head coach Jonathan Gannon, who lost us a Super Bowl 3 years ago against the Kansas City Chiefs when he just did not give a damn about that team because he already had the Arizona Cardinals job. Man, I hate that team. I hate watching the Cardinals. And I watch it because I'm a Trey McBride dynasty owner, a proud Trey McBride dynasty owner. So I do watch the Cardinals, man. And it's disgusting. It's actually disturbing how bad that offense is.
There's a lot of good teams. Like you said, the Patriots would be good. Even the Chargers, bro. The Chargers don't have a solidified tight end. You bring a Trey McBride on that offense, and that offense is scary. So you're right. I mean, there's a lot of teams that could need a better tight end. And I think you're right. They're wasting his prime, man. Get him out of there. Especially, I don't think that team's going to be good. I mean, they have an okay defense and an okay offensive line, but the quarterback is, I mean, honestly, Kyler Murray is saving a lot of these plays because he's running out of the pocket so much. But at the same time, is he forcing the running too much now? Is he not sitting in the pocket and trusting his offensive line to block? Who knows?
Kyler Murray got paid, Thomas, and then he tore his ACL. And everything
Didn't
changed.
he get hurt? Didn't he tore his ACL twice or something like that? He got hurt twice.
He got hurt twice.
I think he was out twice. And he's short, bro. He's like 5'8", 5'9". You need a tall quarterback that can actually see over the offensive line. I mean, he's fast, bro. He still can make plays on his feet, but I don't see Kyler Murray as a top 15 quarterback option.
I agree.
So why not get him out of there?
Why not, man? I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. The next game, Thomas, we got this one right. We picked the Lions 6.5 point spread. And they blow out the Bengals in Cincinnati, and then right away they trade for Joe Flacco. But let's stay in the game. Jamar Chase scored like 29 fantasy points. I went up against him. He had a touchdown. So did T. Higgins. The Lions look like the Lions after that Week 1 loss to the Packers, and we were all freaking out. Oh my God, is Ben Johnson the reason why they were so good? No, it's just they just need a little. They just were shaking off some rust, man. The Lions look good. The Bengals look trash. Joe Flacco to the Bengals now. But Thomas, do you have anything about the game? Did you watch the game at all?
I did watch it. I started tuning in when because I have Jamar Chase in one of my leagues, and I was like, let me see if he can we actually had him in one of our parlays that the one that we hit for $100. That's why I tuned in because he caught like a 30-something yard bomb, and I was like, let me see. And he needed another catch, and then he caught another 50-yard bomb. I was like, yes, smack that line. But Jamar, I mean, the Bengals looked terrible. I mean, without a quarterback, their whole team is just, they spent so much money between Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. And now, between those three, it's like $750 million. It's hard to build around that. But we've said it before, we'll say it again, especially with a team like this right now. I mean, before the deadline of week 6, week 7, try probably trading away T. Higgins. Sucks to say, love T. Higgins, stud, but there's a lot of teams that need a receiver too. I mean, get him out of there. Try to get what you can. Get him off the books. Get a draft capital.
I think that what they need to do is let's ride with Flacco. I mean, the offensive line is horrible still in Cincinnati. I'm not sure what Flacco's going to do. Flacco looked horrible with the Browns, but the Browns don't have a Chase. They don't have a Higgins. So I say this. Let's see how it looks with Flacco. Give it a couple weeks, and trade deadline comes up and you still ain't winning games. I think you're right. They should look and try to get some draft capital for T. Higgins because Jamar Chase ain't going anywhere.
They also didn't have a Chase Brown either. They had
they have a Judkins though. I'd rather have Judkins than Chase Brown.
They didn't have Judkins when Burrow was the starter, really.
Remember Judkins?
Yeah, when Flacco was a starter, remember it was that Dalen Sampson.
So, first it wasn't, and then he had a little sprinkle of Judkins. Yeah, he had a little sprinkle at the end.
It was Judkins' first game back. He did good, but it wasn't like really. But Flacco, can he survive? I mean, the Bengals really just needed to win like 6 or 7 games So hopefully stay alive. Maybe Burrow can come back early. But 3 months was pushing it, Luke. They don't want to say season-ending injury, but December is damn near the end of the year. That's the earliest he can come back. That's pushing it. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
So, I mean, if he comes back, does it run the risk of re-injuring or a worse injury? Yes, it's a turf toe right now, but can the turf toe turn, if it's a weak foot and it's not stabilized, can it turn into an Achilles injury? Do you want to rush your franchise quarterback out there that early if your team's already probably not making the playoffs anyway? I mean, you have a better shot than the Ravens right now. At least that's somewhat positive. I never thought I would say that they're actually in the mix right now because the Ravens aren't playing good. The Browns aren't that good. I mean, it's just, I don't know. And then you have the Steelers, which are average. I mean, who's really standing out in that division that you could say they're going to take it right now? You know what I mean? So maybe you're right, bro. Maybe the Bengals, maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm too jumping to conclusions too soon to sell early. See what Joe Flacco could do, like you said.
Might as well.
Because you're right. The division is not. It's not like they have a fucking Josh Allen in the division and they're blowing everybody out and they have such a big lead. Or everybody's damn near got the same record.
That's
so
true.
Might as well see what can happen at that point. No one's like 5-0 or 4-1. Everybody's like 2-3.
They're not trading for Flacco to trade T. Higgins. They're gonna let let it ride and see what happens. Another game we lost this one. It was a shocker. Commanders went to LA and beat the Chargers pretty well, man. I mean, that wasn't really a close game at all. Jaden Daniels came back from a knee injury. Deebo Samuel looked good. Bill looked amazing. Chargers lost Hampton, and they just couldn't get it going, Thomas. 10 points for the Chargers.
I mean, do you think the Chargers are in trouble? They started off the season good. They looked really good at the beginning of the season, but now they're starting to sizzle out.
2 straight losses. Are the Chargers in trouble? They're 3-2, correct?
I think so. I think they're 3-2. Let me look at their division real quick. Because honestly, a sneaky team in that division right now, which I like over, I mean, I don't know. The Broncos are good, but the Chiefs, they get not next week, but the week after, they're going to get Rashee Rice back. So they're going to start going on a win streak, and their season lights up. It lightens up. There's not that many good teams for their second part of their season. So they might start going on a win streak here. So what is it? AFC West, right? For the division. Let me see. Yeah, the Chargers are 3-2, the Broncos are 3-2, the Chiefs are 2-3, and the Raiders are 1-4. The Raiders suck, so it's really the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers. The Chargers, to me, seem like they're starting to sizzle out a little bit. Their receivers aren't as good as they started out in the beginning of the season. Now they lost Hampton. They don't really have a tight end game. Their defense is not pretty average. The Broncos have a better defense, I think, at least. And they're starting to, actually do work well with Harvey and Dobbins. They're actually getting a good mixture in there. The receiving core is not that bad. But the Chiefs, the Chiefs are going to make a push at some point, though. That's the only thing. But the Broncos, I think, might win that division. Hot take.
I don't think it's hot at all, man. I like the Broncos. I mean, they just beat my Eagles. I think they're a good team, man. They know, and they're well coached.
And they haven't been getting like blown out either. They lost to the Colts by a field goal, which they actually should have beat the Colts. They ended up catching that, running into the kicker penalty, jumping over the center penalty, and they lost to the Colts. That was on there. That was their mistake, and the Colts ended up taking advantage of that and beating them. And then who else did they lose to? They lost to the Colts, and they lost to who the hell did they lose to? Chargers.
Who?
They lost to the Chargers and the Colts by field goal. Yeah, Broncos.
They lost to the Broncos too?
The Broncos lost to the Chargers and the Colts by 3. Both of them were by a field goal.
Okay.
So it's not like they got blown out. I think the Broncos, they had a chance to be 5-0. I mean, the Broncos have a good defense. Bo Nix doesn't look bad. They have 2 good running backs. You got Cortland Sutton. Troy Franklin's playing good ball. Marvin Mims hasn't been that good, but Pat Bryant's stepping up. It's not a bad team. I think they could win that division, especially with the Chargers losing Amari and Hampton. I mean, the Chargers aren't looking so good. Can the Broncos make a run? And then the Chiefs are going to start making a run soon. It's a good division. It's hard to say who's going to come out on top. It really is.
It is a great division. Another good division or interesting division, not good because you got the Dolphins and Jets in there, but we had the Bills win by 6.5 points. They lost by 3 in Buffalo. This was a tough one, but I think this was a Drake May, hey, I'm here game, and I'm here to stay. Drake May looked good. Stephon Diggs, historic revenge game. He had 125 plus yards. I forgot, but he looked great.
140. There was like 143 yards he had.
Josh Allen and the Bills, man. Josh Allen had an ugly turnover, but man, it was a shocker. But man, those Patriots are for real. Drake May is for real, and it's gonna be very interesting when they start adding more weapons around Drake May. All they got is Stephon Diggs, got Booty, got Hunter Henry, but man, give him another alpha wide receiver one. Not another one, because Diggs is at the end of his career.
Give him a Trey McBride.
That would be nice. But yeah, man, the Patriots are looking really good. Under Mike Vrabel, great hire. I'm very excited for the Patriots.
Yo, did you see that play where he stepped up like that 300-pound line and still threw the ball to Diggs?
Yeah.
Dog, May is a beast, bro. I like May. I like he's like Diggs said, he's like a baby Josh Allen. He might be correct. That might be a baby Josh Allen. He's good on his feet. He can throw the ball. I mean, he's starting off the career kind of like the Bills. He doesn't have great weapons around him right at the beginning, but now they added Diggs, and they're starting to get a little bit of weapons around him. He might start developing better. I mean, it's going to be a scary division.
I agree. And in the final game from the slate, the Chiefs fall to the Jacksonville Jaguars. One hell of a game-winning touchdown for Trevor Lawrence. He stumbles, and then he runs in there. But it was a kind of weird game. I thought Kansas City had it in the bag. Trevor Lawrence had some good throws. Dude, but man, are the Jacksonville Jaguars for real? They're 4-1 now. Liam Cohen is the new head coach. I don't think it looks like all that pretty, but man, they're winning games at least.
I think you had it right. Kansas City. You said Kansas City Chiefs. But I mean, the Jaguars, let's see who they beat. I mean, they're not beating anybody, like stomping anybody out. They beat the Chiefs by a field goal. A depleted 49ers by less than a touchdown. They beat the Jaguars.
Brock Purdy was back for that game.
Huh?
Brock Purdy was playing that game. But no Kittle. Pearsall got injured. No,
that's what I'm saying.
of course.
They're playing with a beat up 40. And then I think got hurt. The defensive end, Nick Bosa got hurt. Texans, I mean, they beat the Texans by a touchdown. They lost to the Bengals. Yeah, they lost to the Bengals 31. That was when Joe Flacco got hurt. Joe Burrow got hurt in the middle of that game. Jake Browning came in and finished it and somehow beat them. And then they beat the Panthers. They haven't really beat anybody like crazy. I mean, the Panthers are trash. They lost to the garbage Bengals. They barely beat the Texans. They barely beat the Niners, and they barely beat the Chiefs. I don't think they're a solidified team yet. I mean, they're not a bad team, but I don't think they're one of the better teams in the NFL. You know what I mean? I don't think they're better than the Lions and the Eagles, and I don't think they're better than – I can't say that – I mean, they beat the Chiefs, but when the Chiefs get Rice back, it's a different team. Once the Chiefs get Rice back, it's going to be a way different team. And Worthy was hurt. Worthy kept coming in and out of the game. I don't think there's no way in hell the Jaguars beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Let's say that.
Yeah,
let's say they both make it to the wild card. There's no way in hell the Jags are beating the Chiefs. It just won't happen.
I agree. Yeah, but guys, we lost. We did not have a good week picking these games. A lot of upsets, a lot of weird games, a lot of shockers, to be honest with you. But we're going to be better for week 6. We're going to study. We're going to get in our bag. But we're going to start off with Thursday Night Football. We had the Eagles going to MetLife Stadium. Let's hope there's no major injuries because that turf sucks. Thomas, do you want to read off our bet for Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, I'm done. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let me see where we at now. Hold on, I logged out. Hold on. It's not letting me log in real quick. Hold on. Taking forever to log in. All right, there we go. My bad. All right. So we did 5 legs, $10, $110. You ready for this? You want me to read off mine, or you want me to read off the whole slate?
Read off the whole thing.
So to start off, Theo Johnson for 24.5 yards receiving. Theo Johnson's been getting the ball a lot. I think he had 6 and 7 targets these last 2 weeks. He's getting the ball a lot. It's going to be a game where the Giants are going to be down to the Eagles. It's just facts. So they're going to have to throw the ball some more. So 24.5 should be an easy line for him to smack. Bobby Ukariki tackles and assists. He had hit this line 3 out of 5 of the games. He had 10, 16, and then he had a game of 4 and 6, and then he had 10 again. With the Eagles running game, Jalen Hurts is going to run the ball 5, 10 times. Saquon's run the ball 20 times. That leaves a lot of tackles for him to get. So, and then they don't really do super bombs. They're probably going to throw a few to, what do you call it? Not Dallas. Yeah, Goddard. So you can get a quick tackle off of him. I think he could smack that line. Jumping over to the Giants again. Wandell, 4.5 receptions. To be honest, Wandell doesn't go deep. He's quick little dips and dots, and he'll get 5 catches. Devontae Smith, 50 yards or more. Let's say 49.5. That's 1 catch for Devontae Smith, realistically. And we're not trying to be cute here this week. Eagles are going to win this game. $10. It's either $100, $110. Cash that. We'll roll it over to either Sunday morning game or add some games in there for Sunday day. Add an extra couple leg parlays.
Oh, yeah. I really liked how we went over each game after the week. That was good. There was a lot of news that came out of there. Again, massive injury with Omar and Hampton. That was massive. Joe Flacco going to the Bengals. That's going to be interesting to see how that works. But, man, you're funny. But I
There
think
was so much upsets this week. It was depressing.
real quick before we get out of here, Thomas, I think you really brought up a good point, and I think a lot of people would agree with you. It's so frustrating when you got like a player prop or you got like a fantasy football player and they're on the sidelines and the announcer's like, "Oh, this guy is questionable to return." We all know he isn't coming back. We all know that. Brenton Strange was wearing his pads on the sideline and now he's on the IR today. How frustrating was it for you to see Brenton Strange in pads, ready to go, like he's going back in the game, but they're like teasing us, bro. They should take the pads off, like you said.
Listen, Luke, you seen what I texted you. Either take the pad out or take the pads off. There's no reason you should be sitting on the sideline, blue balls in my parlay, thinking you're going to get in. You got hurt on the first freaking catch. You telling me you couldn't get back in the game? You sat on the fucking sidelines pretty much the whole second, third, and fourth quarter with your pads on. Why have them on if you're not going to come back in the game? You should just took them off. Either take the pad out or take the pads off. If you're not coming back in the game because your pussy hurts, take the pads off. Very simple. Sorry, Brenton Strange, you're on the IR. I'll be praying for a speedy recovery, but you kind of blew the parlay a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but you didn't start. You started off the season good. Good luck on the IR. That's all I can say. Good luck on the IR. You did piss me off a little bit, but good luck.
In his defense, he lost all 5 legs.
No, even Worthy came back in the game when he was hurt.
He played with heart. He was trying for us, bro. He was really trying to get it for us.
He missed that by, 6, I think it was? He'd be like 44 receiving yards. He should have got 50. And then Harrison Butker, he must have had a rest week. He didn't even attempt to kick one ball that week. They had 2 attempts where they could have tried, and they didn't go for it.
There's been multiple times, though, Thomas, where we were, like, so close to cashing. I'm talking, like, a few weeks ago was JSN by a yard. But then that same game, they were playing the Cardinals. Trey McBride had like 11 plus targets and he couldn't get us 60 yards. Xavier Worthy gave us 9 targets last night. He can give us 50. I mean, all these players that we're picking, Thomas, they're getting targets. They're getting receptions, but they're only getting like 2-yard catches.
That JSN one hurt me because he didn't have no yards at halftime. And all of a sudden,
I know, bro. What?
He started going crazy. We needed a 79.5. He got 79 yards, and that broke my heart, bro. I was like, you gotta be funny. I was hoping for a stat correction. I said, there's no way that this happened, but it is what it is.
Vegas knows, bro. I'm telling you. Vegas
knows the lines, bro. Vegas knows. I'm going to start betting unders because it's crazy. I'm about to start making an underleg parlay kind of thing because I feel like we'll hit more on the unders. Vegas knows. Vegas just knows. So we're gonna start winning, guys. It started off rough for us. We did hit a couple last week. Alex Pereira.
Hey, that $25 bets.
Hey, we really should have won $275 because we had that other fight to not go the distance.
Marab.
He should have ended in the second fucking round. He was beating the shit out of the dude, and they didn't call that. I was like, bro. And then it just didn't go out from there. But Marab should have took that in the second round. Realistic.
Dude, and he was seeing stars for sure because he went down to the ground. Marab was going after him, and then Marab never got that stand-up bat. He went all out trying to get that KO finish or that TKO. And they just weren't giving it to him, bro.
Bro, we would have won $275 if the faggot fucking did that because Alex Pereira came through quickly. Minute 30 seconds, knocked that dude out, ended our parlay right there. But that was money, bro. We could have had $275, really $300 because we wouldn't have had to place the $25. So it just sold us. I mean, Marab, they should have gave that to Marab because the guy, even when he got up, was walking around the ring all day. He's like, bro, call the fight. Y'all tried my shit. It is what it is. Vegas knows. Vegas knew. Vegas knows, but we still won. What was it, $75?
Yeah. All right. And then we won 100.
We won 175 last week. I think we only bet what was it? What should we bet last week? We bet 50 on the regular games. 10, like $75.
No.
We ended up betting more than usual because usually we only play the 10, 10, and the 5, but we ended up adding an extra 10 and a 10. Oops, that was 45, and then we ended up doing a 50 on Monday Night Football actually. And then at 25, actually, it was more than that. It was really like 120 to 130.
But dude, man, I'm telling you, Thomas, I knew for some, like, it was a good week for us. I thought it was.
We still positive last week. That's a positive.
Yeah,
we need to win this week, bro. We need to win. It's gonna be very disappointing if we lose again. Damn, the Yankees are getting smacked, bro. The Yankees are getting blown out every single game by the damn Toronto Blue Jays. That's crazy. It is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, not what it ain't, player. Yankees are down by 3. They're going to lose that game, too.
All right, well, I think that's it for today, guys. We're going to get this video out tonight, and then we will see you guys Sunday morning. We're going to record Saturday. Enjoy Thursday Night Football. Go Birds, of course. And, yeah, good luck on your fantasy teams. I lost by a point, so I was really devastated this week.
I'm doing good in a couple leagues. If I'm not middle of the pack, I'm winning damn near in the league, so I'm happy.
Damn right, bro.
I'll take it. I'm pretty much like 3-2 in most of my leagues, and in our Banana League, I'm 4-1. I looked at the Banana League, and I was looking at till all the way to the end of the season. There's only like 2 or 3 games where I'm like, damn, I might lose them. But other than that, like the week I play you guys, the Chiefs are on a bye week, so that's damn near half my team. But other than that, I would only lose like 2 or 3 games. I'll probably finish the season like 10-3 or 11-3 or 10-4. I'm making the playoffs. I'm knocking on the door this year. Unless injuries happen, I'm coming for that money. I'm coming for that jackpot. I need to solidify 3 wins before Christian McCaffrey retires. Because if I have Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor and Patrick Mahomes, it's a solidified year. I gotta pick my draft picks. I have a solid team year in and year out, baby.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. Follow us on social media. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on YouTube. We haven't really started expanding yet. It's a lot to keep up with right now. We'll start eventually doing it. But TikTok and YouTube are most common at the Long Shot and the Lot. Go show some love. Go watch the videos. Go drop a like. Engage in the TikToks. Let that video go viral. We've had a few of them kind of gain some traction, but we'll keep getting there and getting there and getting there and getting there, getting a bigger fan base, and hopefully by next year we'll be on the front page of some sports channels.
We're going to be consistent. That's it. That's what it's going to be. We're going to be consistent. And no, even like right now, our YouTube ain't doing anything right now, but we're going to still post. I mean, I like doing this, man. And then
the shorts are doing pretty good.
Yeah, the shorts are doing pretty good. We got
the YouTube videos themselves aren't doing that well, but the shorts are actually doing pretty decent. They get like 1,000, 2,000 videos each.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
But we appreciate everyone for watching. Yeah, tune into our TikTok, leave a like, comment, disagree with us, argue with us, support us, whatever, man. Just show some freedom of speech, man. Let us have it. Have a good night. We appreciate you guys.
Dale.